Hi, Aries. This is a general reading for the sign of Aries. If you have Aries anywhere in your birth chart, there is a message here for you. Or if you were drawn to this reading, something in the title, something in the imagery has drawn you to the reading, there is a message here for you. Spirit does work in wonderful and amazing ways like that. When there is a message, Spirit will use any and all means necessary available to you to get that message to you. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Practice good discretion. You know what is for you and what is not for you. And sometimes it may be a little while down the road and something in this reading will then resonate to you. Something in this reading will make sense. So maybe the reading won't make sense to you right away, but it will in the future. Trust Spirit and trust your inner wisdom, your inner knowledge. Well, and look at that. We're speaking of that, and the Hangman comes up. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Aries. Also, Aries, when I am doing these readings, going through these readings, I do try to provide you with as much information as I possibly can. Look for the pop-ups that occur during this reading. Oftentimes, when I'm getting ready to upload a video or upload a reading, or I'm going through a little bit of editing, additional thoughts, additional informations will come to my mind, and as they come to my mind, I do add those sometimes in the description box or sometimes in the pop-up throughout this reading as additional information to you. Knowledge is power, and the more information we can get to you, the better you are to navigate through this time of your life. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Aries. Also, Aries, this month, the new moon moves through the sign of Virgo. As that new moon moves through Virgo, we will be searching or find ourselves searching for clarity. And things may seem chaotic or they may seem disorganized. And our emotions may be having radical fluctuations. We are seeing, and life's little imperfections are being amplified or brought to our attention. And this is Spirit's way of asking us to be more tolerant and to learn to trust what is meant for us will find us. What is not meant for us will find a way out of our lives. And the foundation of this reading for you, Aries, is death. Do not panic when you see that death card. You know, it's funny how I was just talking about what is meant for us will find us, and what is not meant for us will not find us. And so our out with the old, in with the new. And so what is no longer serving us or what is not serving us will work its way out of our life and make room for what will serve us, what is meant for us. And when I see the death card, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking in order for something new and better to come in, it needs to have room. It needs to have space. And by the old leaving and what no longer is serving us leaves, then the new can come in. And so I do believe that that is what the death card is. And let's see how that plays into the rest of your reading here, Aries. And there's been a lot of thinking, a lot of thinking, a lot of contemplating. taking time and being still to contemplate a power struggle. Have you been in a power struggle or have been witnessing a power struggle in your work life, in your business life, in your professional life? And you have kind of stepped back from that and are contemplating that. And things are finally starting to settle down. And things are finally starting to move in the right direction. And by you taking a step back, by you moving and taking a step back, prosperity is starting to come in. And so when we think of prosperity, and obviously when we see the Nine of Pentacles there, we think about financial gain or financial abundance, but I don't necessarily think that that may be the case here for you, Aries. I think it may be more about a peaceful environment, a very harmonious environment. And so moving back to the Death card, we could say that the chaos has left and made room for the peaceful and tranquil environment. And you are seeing signs that that is taking place, that that is occurring. But then we see the Two of Swords here. And so that this Two of Swords is letting us know that there's still something that you are not seeing. While you are seeing signs that things are starting to settle down and the environment is becoming more peaceful, more tranquil, and that by you stepping back and stepping out of that, and I think in a way refusing to participate, has helped make room for the peaceful environment to come in. But there's still something that you're not seeing. There's still something that you're not aware of. And I think that this may be intentionally not looking at something. There's one little key, one little bit of information, one little bit of action that you can take that will help bring in this greater peace, this greater tranquil environment. And I do believe it's something that you need to let go of. Perhaps you feel that somebody has done you wrong. Somebody has done you wrong. And while you have taken a step back from that and not participating in that or actively pursuing that, you're still holding on to a little bit of a grudge or a little bit of negative feelings about that. And what Spirit is asking you to bring in the Nine of Cups and to heighten the Nine of Cups is for you to go within, to let that go, to go within and look at what negative feelings, what negative thoughts that are just kind of there under the surface, kind of festering for you. And so when we forgive and we let go, we do not do that for the other person, or we do not do that for other people that are involved. We do that for ourselves, to release ourselves from that negativity, to release ourselves from that festering and bubbling up to the surface in unproductive ways. And so we can truly forgive, but not forget. We are not asking you to forget. And there's a slight difference in forgiveness and forgetfulness. And it's looking like you are wanting to forget. But Spirit is asking you to forgive. And forgive for yourself, so you can move on to the Nine of Pentacles and you can enjoy that Nine of Pentacles. So by forgiving, you make room for the peace and harmony that you're looking for in your business life, in your professional life, in your public life. You're looking, and so a lot of it is, lesson learned. And sometimes it is that little bit of gratitude is, thank you for teaching me that lesson. I know better now. I can move forward in the future knowing that I'm not going to find myself in that situation again. And in your home life, in your family life, in your private life, and I love that I see this Three of Wands, which is about looking to the future, moving to the future. And here we have, again, that Hangman, which is a form of introspection, self-serving. And what the Hangman teaches us is that after the chaos comes peace. After the chaos comes peace. And conflicts can be used as a tool to gain understanding and growth. When we look closer at our ego and what drives our ego, and I think that that is what you're seeing, that is what you are finding. Sorry about that, Aries. So back to the ego and what you are finding. And by understanding what drives our ego, when we understand what is driving our ego, we're better to use it as a tool to align us with our life's mission, our soul's purpose. And we can make those internal adjustments. And it's those internal adjustments that affect our external environment. And conquering those thoughts those internal thoughts that we are having or that we're experiencing. It's the words that we use to speak to ourselves. Those internal voices, those internal words that we use to reference ourselves and we use to reference others. And I think moving forward, that is really what you are looking for, and that I think that is really what you've been working on, is that self-talk, those positive words that you can use to replace those negative self-thoughts. And we have this beautiful Ace of Cups, which is spiritual gifts. And those spiritual gifts that were brought on, nurtured, are those spiritual seeds that were planted in your childhood. And so when we see the Six of Cups represents gifts of the past. And so gifts of the past also often come up as a form of childhood memories. Fond childhood memories. Childhood memories of maybe a grandparent or a great-grandparent or an aunt or an uncle, or even fond memories of times with your siblings and who you were at that time. And that is what I'm seeing, is you connecting with your inner and genuine self. Your inner and genuine self. And not comparing yourself with others. Not comparing yourself with others. And I believe maybe that is, or has recently been, what has been going on internally, is a comparison with close family members, a comparison with friends, a comparison with those around you, or sometimes it can even be comparing ourselves to what we're seeing on TV, what we're seeing in the movies. And we always need to take those outside situations with a grain of salt. People have a wonderful way of putting on personas that don't necessarily reflect who they are at the core of their being. And obviously we know that when we're watching movies, or that we're watching TV, or we're using that as a comparison, or even reading through magazines or going through social media, those are edited, and people are only putting out their personas, putting out there what they would like the outside world to see. That is not necessarily their truth. Do not compare yourself to other people's personas. Always go within and look within. And Spirit is telling us right here that you are a beautiful, wonderful, kind soul. And when we search our childhood memories and who we were when we were 6 or 7, and the dreams and the aspirations and the things that we did when we were that age, and we attune ourselves to that, we live a life that is more authentic to ourselves. And by this Hangman, I see that you are doing that, or you have been doing that, and moving into the future, you will make room for your authentic and true selves, and surrender your need for control. Surrender your need for control. We cannot control the outside circumstances. The only thing that we can control is our eternal self, our internal life, our actions. And by determining what our actions will be, regardless of the outside circumstances or regardless of those that we are surrounded by, when we control just ourselves and we use that control to live a life that is true and authentic to ourselves, that is when our outside environment changes. When we change how the world surrounding us reacts to us, change. Final thoughts, final messages. And look, you have this beautiful Fool card here, Aries. Beautiful. And the High Priestess card, and the Queen of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. And I do believe this is all about you making room, making way. And so, Aries, the planet Mercury goes stable September 15th. And why I'm bringing that up is because when a planet goes retrograde, it was believed in the ancient times, or by ancient astrologers, when a planet went retrograde, it went into the underworld. And as it went into the underworld, it brought light, or showed to us bits of our shadow self. And so as Mercury has gone retrograde, it has gone retrograde in your house of spiritual and well-being and your true self. And so I think as Mercury has been retrograde, you have been seeing things or experiencing things of your shadow self. And your shadow self are things, this introspection, things that hamper or hinder you in your journey, your soul's journey to your authentic self. And so I think that you have gone inside, you are taking this time and using that introspection to see what it is that needs to be changed, that needs to be looked at. And I think as Mercury goes stable on the 15th, that you will use that knowledge, that you will use that information to live a life more authentic to yourself. And any misunderstandings, any delays that you have been experiencing will clear up, and you will see movement in the direction that you would like to see. And I think at this time, Spirit is asking that you be patient. That you be patient and you appreciate that you are being shown, are being given the spiritual gift and the tools that you need. The areas of your life that need little adjustments to get you on or more in line with your soul's path. Be patient, go within, seek that introspection that you are looking for to achieve the results. Be patient and enjoy the process, even though it is chaotic and confusing. That chaos, that confusion is all part of the process. And that is the message that I have for the sign of Aries. Thank you, Aries. You have a blessed week.